This is Drew Spence from the Dynamic Universe, and I'm presenting my 2D Space Anomalies and Backdrops package. So, if you know, I do the comic book 4-6 and Killer Butterfly, and a lot of times I'm generating spacescapes, I'm showing outer space, planets, and all of that stuff. And I tend to sometimes want to generate a lot of my assets from scratch, so I can sort of make the kind of planet I want, and space effects and all of that stuff. So I ended up investing in a lot of programs that can generate outer space, generate, effects and all of that stuff. And it ends up being overkill for my own comic series, where I only show a planet every so often. I don't really do a whole lot of spacescapes. I usually just really only have time to work on my comics. So a lot of times these tools are a little bit overkill for myself, and I end up making a lot of assets that I can't use, and it goes to waste. So what I thought I would start doing is sharing some of the stuff with the greater CGI community and deliver some assets. So this is my first commercial package. If you check my DeviantArt page under Griffin Avid, it's the free Spacescapes is the first one that I did. This is the second one. It's basically a follow-up. I got a request for Space Anomalies, so I had to actually look up what the person was talking about, because anomalies is like, maybe something like a black hole, a singularity. I wasn't sure what they really meant, so I ended up speaking to them. I replied, and I said, well, what do you mean exactly? And they asked me for some, light objects or something that a ship will be flying toward or coming out of space warp. So to make a long story short, end up creating just some cool graphics for this person, and I decided to turn it into a full package for all of you. It's only $1.99. It's going to be on my Payloads account, which is my store. I have a free sampler on my DeviantArt page, so if you want to get into it, you can sort of see what that is. And I'm going to do a quick video to show you guys how it works and what it's about. So this is, we're going to pull up a Photoshop. This is what you get in the actual package. This is the first package. You're gonna get an unzipped file. There's the README that explains what's in it in the package and links to all of my stuff and tells you what you can do and can't do. And a quick note, obviously this is not for resale purpose. I'm not giving this to you or selling it to you so you can resell it or combine it in some other package, but you're free to make whatever you want to make with it. Make your art. If you want to make it part of your comics, part of your space scenery, your spacescapes, your wallpapers, whatever you want to do, commercial and non-commercial, you're free to use it as it is. I just obviously ask that you don't re-upload it to some website or, offer it as your own, as a bonus to build yourself up. Don't do the foolishness like that. But anyhow, you're going to get 5 spacescapes. If you guys don't know what a spacescape is, it's basically, if you look inside, you're gonna get 10 spacescapes. This is the full package, by the way. The demo, I think, only has like 2 or 3 of these. But you're gonna get a star cluster. There's a nebulae type effect layer. There's a planet. There's a near planet surface. A backdrop. You get stars, and you get a sun. So if you remember this from the last time we did this. When you open it up in Photoshop, you get a layer of stars. This becomes your backdrop. And what you can do is mix and match across all the different packages and drag and drop. So quickly, a drag and drop puts a planet in my image, and I basically place the planet. And if I want, I can grab the nebulae dust cloud and add a dust cloud layer. You'd probably want to put the planet on top of that. This is familiar to most people. If you want to bring in the planet surface, I just drag and drop from that file. And it mixes and matches across the different products. If I go to a different one, let's grab a different one. I'm going into this planet, has a bunch of stuff in it. This package, there's another different near planet, space, stars. Let's add the sun from this one. So I quickly grab the sun, I drag it in. That's me opening the file as a preview. I drag it in, and now we have a sun. And you can see the sun effect really halos out to the end of it. And pretty much I have now added a sun, and I'm beginning to build my spacescape. And of course, you can add your own layer of effects. You can blur some objects that's supposed to be far away. You can add your own thing if you want to put a spaceship here or something. Change the size. You can transform, the planet, change the alignment. There's all kinds of things you can do once you're manipulating it. They all come in as PNG files. So all these are PNGs with transparency, so you can layer them up. What was new about this one is the Anomalies folder. So this is the Anomalies one. I'll show you that. There's a space graphic backdrop. These are larger images that are meant to be sort of like the big background picture, and there's also graphic objects. Let's start with the backgrounds. This is a sampling of them. We can drag and drop one of these into the picture. Let's grab, this one is green, but we're gonna drag this in, and we'll drag it in, and we'll place it in my picture. And I've got this crazy space overlay, and I'm gonna put it behind everything. I think I'll put it behind everything, and I'll put the planet on top. Now I've got this happening behind my planet, or I could bring it in front. Let's move this up a little bit, and now we've got some interesting things happen with this space anomaly behind the planet. Maybe I'll diminish the sun some, since the sun is eating up a lot. So again, you can play with the graphics yourself, do whatever edits you like. Actually, this looks kind of crazy. I think I'm gonna put the sun in the middle of this little anomaly thing. Then we're gonna throw the sun in the middle of that, and we're gonna soften the edges on the sun. So I'm gonna grab an eraser. First, we're going to rasterize that smart object, and we're gonna do a little bit of erasing around the sun. Because the sun is a full-sized image, but we're gonna get a little bit of a cleaning up of it. And I've got this weird energy thing happening. So, I don't know, I wasn't supposed to be showing you this. I'm just, showing you what the package is, and already we're playing with the art. So this is the kind of things you can do to combine and make interesting art stuff happen. I don't know. We have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun when I do this stuff. Let's see. Let's play with the planet's transparency, maybe. And we'll put the planet a little bit behind the anomaly glow. So now, like, the planet is mixed in with it. These are just cool things you can do. This puts it now in front. I didn't need to put it behind it. I obviously can if I slide the planet all the way to the back and then increase the density of the planet. Or maybe what we'll do is we'll leave the green on top, but we'll lighten up this effect. So now we've got the planet here, and on top of it is my special effect. And this is what you're gonna get in the package. So obviously you could do this all day, make your space scenes, have fun. Let's show some of the other options. So the reason I make so many packages together is that I want you to be able to go in and mix and match and have your own fun. So one other thing is there's also some free planets in there too that sort of floats. If you want to switch the planet up, you can add your own planet. So with this, I'm leaving room. We'll get rid of the surface of the planet, and we'll leave room for the space anomalies themselves. So this is what we get. We get some just interesting objects and energy. I'm gonna grab one of these and drag and drop it in. We're gonna resize it. A lot of these actually were starbursts. I think a lot of them are called flares. And they're very high resolution, so they actually hold up pretty well to scaling. So now we've got an interesting thing happening with a little bit of an energy source. We'll move it on top so that this can be as bright as it wants to be. And now I have a very cool light source object here that we've got. And of course we could do other things to it, play with it, add things to it. You can combine them. Let's grab another one. This is a blue streaker. We'll grab that one. And again, these are not really meant to dominate the scene to this degree. That wasn't really the plan, but once you get it inside Photoshop, you could do whatever you want. And if you want, we're gonna layer that one behind the other. Let's layer it one behind. And now I've got this effect being a little bit more pronounced. It's in front of my planet. I don't want it to completely take over my scene. So just tone it down a little bit. But you get the idea of having a space anomaly, just weird energy and things. You can move them around. Once you move them around, you get other things to happen. Let's put that behind. Let's put that behind the sun and see what we get. Yeah, now we have a little bit of a radial pattern. See that coming from behind the sun. Let's throw that. Not bad. I kind of dig that. So yeah, that's what this package is about. The full thing is only $1.99, and you get a ton of assets, 5 spacescapes, and again, a spacescape contains several different files. There's a cluster, a nebulae, a planet, a close planet, stars, another array of stars. Sometimes you get the black space backdrop. That comes with the spacescape. Then for the anomalies, you get a whole crazy looking background that you can use. What else? The 10 planets. You get planets in isolation in case you just want to grab some planets and throw a planet together. We have some space graphics, which manipulated many different ways to make a different sort of feel to it. Most of these were meant to be small flares or planetary sort of enhancements, but you know, when you scale them up to a massive size, they become something else and take on a life of their own. But this is available on my payload store. The links will be in the video. What else do I need to say? There's a bunch of stuff happening inside the description on the YouTube video, so you might want to look at that. You can follow us on social media. Don't forget I've got a Patreon. If you dig the 4/6 comic, all of this stuff sort of builds up and it gets behind the engine. Help us make more 4/6 and Killer Butterfly. I'm Drew Spence. This is the Fallout Shelter, the Dynamic Universe, Digital Art Live, the webinar series, everything else. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, hit some like buttons, do the social media thing, spread the word, tell your peoples about this. And I thank you very much. Drew Spence, Dynamic Universe. I'll see everybody. 2D, Spacescapes, and Anomalies.